Hello, everybody, and welcome again to the DTECH Interview Studio presented by OATI in San Diego, California for DTECH 2026. I'm Paul Gerke, Content Director of Factor This, joined in the studio by Joe Zerdin, one of our friends from Hydro One, an integral part of the show we put together every year at DTECH, whether he likes to admit it or not. Joe, what's the experience been like for you so far?
You know, every year you come, you think you know it all, and you spend 2 days and you learn a whole bunch more things going on.
Yeah.
It's amazing how rapid technology's evolving, the challenges they're evolving. It's I wish I was 30 years younger coming into the industry. But
It's an exciting space.
yeah,
Does it feel that way? Do you feel that internally that this is the place to be right now in energy?
absolutely. Like I said, I tell young people the first 34 years I worked was pretty boring. And in the last 4 years, it's a wild ride. It's a lot of people call it a perfect storm, but I call it a perfect opportunity. So I think there's lots. It's very vibrant, the community now.
You've got a front row seat to a lot of those opportunities through your participation with our Initiate program at DTECH, where we bring in some of the startups that are trying to make inroads with those larger utility clients and customers and are trying to get their names out there and show off what their software or hardware can do. We just wrapped up another successful year of Initiate. What did you think of this year's participants and the process itself?
It's amazing. I've been doing it since the first Initiate. Sarah and I have been the constant, and you would think that pipe would run out. And every year you see 30, 34 more new wonderful minds thinking how you can do things differently. And it's very diverse. It's not just AI. People are looking at testing transformers differently. I love that freshness of ideas coming to our industry, and it's kind of like, being a dad and seeing some of them growing up on the booths and stuff like that. I was like, holy smokes, you guys won it 2 years ago, and look at you guys now.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's a great initiative that was started, and I think it's not going to end, because I think there's just, like I said, this is a growing business now. So
Yeah, it's very cool to see how those booths have evolved. Part of the Initiate program, if you don't know, watching this, you get like a little booth, generally off in a hallway somewhere that first time around. And then, a couple of years later, somehow these companies have grown, just exploded in size and volume, and they're full-blown exhibitors at DTECH, attracting all sorts of private equity and other customers. From your perspective at Hydro One, though, Joe, to change gears just a little bit, where are you seeing from your seat at the table? What are the issues that are crossing your desk right now?
capacity is a big issue. Reliability and resiliency is a big issue. So you have your customers who want load, but they also want more reliable, more resilient load. Your regulators are challenging you to be more resilient. It's coming from so many different avenues. Our customers are getting a lot more intelligent. It's not as simple. There's a lot more integration capabilities now with DER and demand response programs, virtual power plants. Like, who would have thought virtual power plants? I would have thought it was like a Wii game 5 years ago. and here we are talking about, helping the grid. And I think that is one of the biggest challenges is utilities have to get out of their traditional mindset and be a lot more open to work with the customers, integrate with the customers, because you need a village to solve some problems, and there are challenges, and the only way you can do it is do it together.
I'm going to put you on the spot there. I'm glad you brought up that partnership element of it, because that's a big thing we pride ourselves on at DTECH, is breaking out of these silos and figuring out how to tackle some of these complex challenges, with our disparate solutions coming together. What's the way that Hydro One has worked with a partner recently where you really saw yourself make a difference, by leveraging your expertise with somebody else's?
I was just in a presentation with a virtual power plant with, we worked with one of the vendors and worked with the consulting agencies, put something together to test the market, to see how viable it is in the province of Ontario. And we've determined it is a viable thing, but you got to take baby steps, because you have to educate the customer. You have to educate the regulator. You have to educate your own leadership that this is worth it, because it's not just traditional build assets anymore. So forums like this give you the opportunities to find out, are you the only one sticking your toe in the water right now, or are you in the lake with everyone else? And more times, than not, we're in the lake with everyone else. And this is a great forum for us to share these ideas with others and present. And then your network, you come here, your network, your LinkedIn account explodes on the Monday, and it's all good.
Yeah, those conversations always changing, that education always evolving though. When you look ahead to DTECH 2027, what do you think we're going to be talking about then that maybe we're not talking about as much right now?
I still think we're at the infancy of the journey. What would be that curveball? I'm not sure yet. I think the demands of resiliency is going to become even more prevalent, and climate change is impacting the way we do things. I think you're going to see a little bit more the AI being a little bit more present to help overcome some of those challenges. And again, this is a great place to validate, and talk to others about that. I see that as a potential area. I see the data centers could continue the larger capacities. Ontario, we're dealing with like vegetation, like the greenhousing. We go from a farm service to a 1 meg per acre connection. So I think the capacity challenges and cluster planning, that's the other thing, the integrated planning, that will be one of the areas that potentially come up as an item in 2027.
So for all the startups that found this video somehow, some way, Joe just gave you the recipe for winning DTECH Initiate 2027. I hope you were taking notes. Joe said we're out of time in the DTECH Interview Studio, but I really appreciate every second you spend with us. Thank you for support of everything we do.
Anytime.
Thanks.